Hello, my name is M.K. Davis. What you're looking at is a paper or a leaflet that they pass out to people coming into the Humboldt Museum in Winnemucca, Nevada. And it simply says, "No red-haired giants." In years past, they used to hand out leaflets that told the story of the red-haired giants and how that the local Paiute Indian nation, along with other nations, made war upon these red-haired giants because of their cannibalistic nature. And after a long protracted war, finally destroyed the last vestige of them in a cave by literally burning them alive. And now, when you go in there, they say none of that's true, it's a campfire story, no evidence of it, don't even ask. So I began to wonder exactly what happened, why their story flip-flopped. So Don Monroe and I went to the museum to talk to the people. Well, as it turned out, we were treated pretty badly. The lady that used to run it was no longer there. It was run by other people, and they would hear none of that story of red-haired giants. As a matter of fact, they cut the lights off periodically to keep us from taking photos of anything in there. Just treated badly. I think before it was all over with, I think they mellowed a little bit, but when we left, we were pretty disconcerted, and Don Monroe had a few things to say, my friend Don. So let's just listen to what Don has to say.
They debunked testicle fortitude to stand there and lie to you. Because she knows daggone well that those mandibles are bigger than any Paiute Indian I ever seen a skull of in any kind of situation. And the skull itself was a couple of skulls that vanished early on. The world never will see those at the pictures I have and other people have similar to them that were taken years ago.
Here's one of the photos that Don was referring to. This photo was taken by him over 40 years ago. And you can see that these skulls are very different from the ones that they keep down there as of recent dates. As a matter of fact, now they claim to have repatriated the skulls. But when I went in there in 2006, there was 3 skulls, and they were all Paiutes, and none were like this. This was not there. So my question is, what happened to this skull? It's definitely different. It's not Homo sapien. Look at the brow ridges on the one on the right. This is what they were referring to, the red-haired giants, and I'll show you why I say that. Now, do you see this monstrosity of a skull on the far left there, right at the edge of the paper? Half of it's cut off. You see the dust down below where Don has kind of dusted off the shelf as he looked at it? Where is this skull? This is clearly not a human being as Homo sapien goes. This is something different. And where is this skull? If they repatriated it, they did so before the Repatriation Act, because it was not there in 2006. It was not there in the late 90s. So who got this skull? And, you know, we have a right to ask that because we're the public. And if they're claiming there's never been a red-haired giant, then explain this, please. Now, using the laws of symmetry, what I did was, since that skull, that monstrous skull on the left, was split right down the middle, some of it exactly half being off the page, I just did an inversion of the one on the right, flipped it over and added it to that, and made the skull symmetrical. And here's what it looks like. Beautiful, isn't it? Now that's what was on their shelf 40 years ago, excuse me. 40 years ago, you could go down there and see this because Miss Pansy Lee was a very honest person. and Miss Pansy Lee would let you look at them if you so desired. So along comes the Repatriation Act, and then things get kind of complicated. But long before the Repatriation Act occurred, these skulls that you're looking at right here disappeared. They went somewhere else. And you and I, have a right to know where they are. If they got repatriated, if they got reburied, show documentation. Because these were gone before the Repatriation Act. Here's some more specifics on it. What you're looking at under the yellow arrows there is red hair that's still clinging to that skull. So, no red-haired giants? Never has been? Hello? I beg to differ. Thankfully, somebody documented it a long time ago. Don Monroe has spent most of his life wandering the Wild West of this great country of ours and looking into matters such as this and taking pictures. And like Tolkien said on The Lord of the Rings, not everybody that wanders is lost. I thank you for your time.